Frederick William, nicknamed by historians the Great Elector, regrouped the disparate territories and laid the foundations for Prussian greatness. He was aided by the end of the war with the 1648 Peace of Westphalia, whereby Prussia grew even larger, gaining East Pomerania and a strategically important seaport on the mouth of the river Oder. Most importantly, it granted him the time and peace necessary to consolidate his power in his territories. For example, in Brandenburg, the representative assembly of the province had long checked the power of its rulers. Frederick William circumvented this issue by allying with the local nobility, undermining the powers of the assembly and building up a large standing army. Additionally, his other Hohenzollern provinces of Cleves, Prussia, and Mark were far wealthier and possessed commercially important cities from which Frederick William siphoned funds to pay for his army and his reforms in Brandenburg. This extraction of money was often through painfully high taxation of provinces not used to being taxed, and it provoked several minor rebellions in the 1650s, 1660s, and 1670s, though Frederick William easily quelled the unrest. While Frederick William paid the price for his centralizing and absolutist policies, the benefits were well worth the trouble. With his relatively quick reorganization of his territory's revenue and his large army, he now exerted his influence on the international stage. Prussia fought regional wars against the Swedes and Poles, further gaining the territory of West Pomerania from Sweden. In the 1670s, Frederick William allied himself with the Holy Roman Emperor and the Dutch provinces, attempting to check the expansion of Louis XIV's France. Unfortunately for Frederick, only a few years after joining the conflict, he was forced to fight alone as the Emperor and the Dutch made treaties with the French without Frederick's knowledge. France and Sweden proceeded to invade Frederick's western territories, and Frederick finally sued for peace in 1679. Frederick William, the Great Elector, died in 1688, passing the Prussian territorial possessions and centralized government to his son, Frederick. Frederick largely continued his father's internal policies and support of the emperor, and in return the emperor allowed him the title of king, becoming King Frederick I of Prussia in 1701. Additionally, Prussian victories in several conflicts gained the state more territory in 1697 and again in 1713. The successor to Frederick I, Frederick William I, was an austere military man, and he eliminated the opulent court his father had conducted in Berlin. Frederick William took the revenue his father had spent on the arts and on culture and placed it all in the Prussian military. It was under Frederick William that the Prussian military became the excellent marksmen and disciplined troops whose legend figures prominently in German folklore and heritage today. Indeed, when Frederick William died in 1740, he left his son, Frederick II, the future Frederick the Great, a standing army of 83,000, an incredible number given Prussia's size, and a war chest of 8 million taler. Though Frederick William's forte was the military, he also cared for the Prussian people and made several progressive reforms. He abolished serfdom, instituted sweeping educational reforms, including requiring every Prussian child to attend primary school, and repopulated areas of the Prussian countryside that had been devastated by the plague.